The search for Michael Vaughan continues. Michael went missing from his neighborhood in Fruitland in July of 2021. He was just 5 years old at the time. Law enforcement has spent the last year and a half investigating. But the Fruitland police chief says a credible tip led investigators to a home near Michael's neighborhood this weekend.
Crews are back out in Fruitland today searching for Michael Vaughan. Police believe his remains are in the backyard of a Fruitland home, and today is the 6th day crews are excavating the yard. Crews could be at the house on Red Wing Street for another week. This house is just 4 minutes from the Vaughn's home.
As you know, from the time Michael went missing, this has been an all-hands-on-deck investigation, and it remains very active and an ongoing investigation. You can't take one of our most precious citizens from us and ever expect us to stop. During the course of this investigation to date, we received credible information that the remains of Michael Vaughan could be found in the backyard at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland. As a result, the Fruitland Police Department obtained a search warrant for the residence along with the front and backyards. That search warrant was served on November 11th. It was a Friday. We served that late in the evening. Upon entry, officers encountered Sarah Wondra, one of the known occupants of the home, and Sarah was subsequently arrested based on probable cause that she had knowledge of Michael's death and failed to report that death to law enforcement. The following day, the Fruitland Police Department, joined by the Idaho State Police, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, the Fruitland Fire Department, and the Fruitland Public Works Department, began a very methodical excavation of the backyard of the Wondra's home. During that excavation process, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue Mountain States detection dogs deployed multiple certified human remains detection dogs on the property, all of them alerting to the presence of human remains. Ground penetrating radar was also used and deployed, detecting anomalies in the backyard. We completed the excavation of the entire backyard and removed over 250 yards of dirt. Prior to backfilling the yard, the dirt was meticulously sifted for any potential human remains. We did not find Michael's remains. Although the remains of Michael Vaughan were not recovered, we strongly believe, based on evidence, that Michael was abducted and is deceased, and that his remains were buried and later moved from the property. As of today, the whereabouts of his remains are unknown. However, the investigation is active, fluid, and ongoing. Once the excavation was complete, we conducted a thorough search of the Wondra's residence. The search was productive, and additional investigative evidence was recovered and is currently being processed.
Evidence suggests that the following individuals who are currently in custody are involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. Sarah Wondra, 35 years old. Sarah lives at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Sarah has firsthand knowledge and is involved in Michael's abduction. Sarah Wondra is currently being held at the Payette County Jail for failing to report a death to law enforcement. And Stacey Wondra, 30 years old, a male. Stacey was also living at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Stacey has firsthand knowledge and is involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. Brandon Shirtliff, 30 years old, of Kuna, Idaho. Brandon was living with Sarah and Stacey Wondra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe Brandon has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Adrian Lucian, 32-year-old male out of Toledo, Ohio. Adrian was staying with Sarah and Stacey Wondra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe that Adrian has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction.
Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Good to see you here. Thank you guys all for coming. Let's see. Thank you, moderators, for being here so much. Thank you for Monkey's Army always showing up. My phone's going off a little bit, so sorry if you guys can hear that. Let's take a look and see who's here. We have Cuz and Angel Girl. We've got Hair Curlers in Crime, best name out on the streets. Chaos Queen, thank you so much for being here. DC Prime Time. Kim, good to see you, love. Always glad to have you here. Sally Mae, hello. Here is Leo. Miss Alyssa's here. Who do we got up here on the top? Let's see. Sarah Suspicious. Thank you for being here. Amy, good to see you. Minky. Little Devil. So many people here. Elizabeth. Thank you guys all so much. I think this is going to be a good live. We got Just Dawn. Because of one of our members or one of our subscribers leaving comments, found a little bit of a slip in something that Stacey had to say, and I had also found another little slip. Hello, Wood Chipper, good to see you. We're also going to be going over Deception Detectives video that he did, sharing Brandi's confrontation with Stacey. Purple, good to see you, hun. She's getting ready for Monkey Monday shortly. This isn't going to be a long video. So, all right. Thank you guys all for being here. I want to give a big shout out to PJ Vision for giving that live to Deception Detective. I'm going to put her link right here in the comment section. And I'm also going to put Deception Detective in there. They are both in the description box. And so is the playlist for everything that we've done here at Missing PNW for Michael Joseph Vaughan. And yeah, you can also see over there our Facebook for Missing Pacific Northwest Crimes Revisited. You can also see the Facebook group that we have for Monkey. A bunch of different links in the description box, so please check that out. And also in the description box, the actual live with Brandi's confrontation to Stacey is also there in the description box. So yeah, how's everybody's week been going? My birthday is Thursday. I am going to be 53 years young. Going to the beach this next weekend for my birthday, and my husband made me a chocolate cake yesterday and bought me some perfume. I'm just looking forward to some relaxation and a beautiful view of the beach. So this will probably be my one and only live for this week, but I will go live if there's any new news. And mentioning new news, I got a message. Okay. I got a message and I want to see if I can download it maybe towards the end of the live. Hold on one second. Let's save this attachment. Stacey filed for divorce in Attic County today. I just got the case number. And yeah, we know that Sarah and Stacey couldn't really, go in and talk about anything without throwing their wife or husband under the bus. It's really not legal for them to testify against one another. Stacey filed for divorce, so I'm wondering if it has anything to do with that. But yeah, I have the screenshot here with the case number on it. Maybe I can show that by the end of the live because I'm going to have to download it and stuff. But yeah, very, very interesting information there. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I really appreciate it. So yeah, we're got a few things that I just want to share with you. And then of course we have Deception Detective's reaction. I thought it was really exciting to find out that he wanted to do a reaction for the confrontation with Brandi and Stacey, because me and Heidi, my admin, my partner now, totally watch his show all the time. We're big fans. So when he came into the comment section and asked me if he could do a live using that information, I was so happy to let him do so. Anybody can use anything that I do here for the kids. But PJ Vision was the one who gave him that live, and he didn't even know about it. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. Good to see you, Slim. All right. Who's got a question? Hold on one second. Slim had a question here. Who gave him the cash to file? That is a good question. Don't have a clue. Hubby just walked in the door. So yes, thank you, PJ Vision. That was awesome. And then when I went over and I looked at her YouTube, I wasn't really familiar with her. I knew she worked with Dolly Vision. I didn't know that she had her own channel. I was going through some of her information. She shared some screenshots on her community tab that I'm going to also be going over that have to do with Brandon Shirtliff, of course, because he's constantly messaging people things, threatening people. But she does a lot for Michael's case. She's constantly sharing, lives and information regarding him. I need to check out Dolly Vision and PJ Vision more often. I do so much research and everything else. I only have time to go to a couple people's live shows and stuff. So yeah. So let me see here. I know the last time I did a live, I talked about the crawl space, and a lot of people started talking about whether or not the crawl space had been searched. Dogs, according to what other people are saying, this is unverified information, did go into the house, did search the house. But what I did find was something very interesting that I wanted to share with you guys, because I did a little bit of research on my own. What I'm about to show you comes from AI, but I did look into some other stuff. It was just a lot of stuff that I would have to read to you, which is a little bit boring, but you'll get the gist of this. So I know you guys know that we spoke in the last live about the Wondras keeping the crawl space door open so the cats could go down inside and piss underneath the house and poop underneath the house and stuff. It was like their makeshift cat litter box. I was really interested in looking into whether or not that could hinder the dogs being able to smell a death scent. And it says, yes, cat urine could potentially interfere with a cadaver dog's ability to detect a human scent, as the strong, distinct odor of cat urine could mask or confuse the dog's ability to pick up the specific chemicals released during decomposition that they are trained to identify. So Tina Marill wants to claim that the dog smelled poop at her house. That's at Brandon's mom's house. Well, they're not trained to smell poop, so let's not get this confused. They're not trained to smell poop, but cat urine could potentially interfere with a cadaver dog's ability to detect human scent, and they were using that crawl space as a cat litter box. Yes, ammonia is one of the types of smells or comes from cat urine. So this is a little bit more information. Highly sensitive sense of smell. Cadaver dogs are specifically trained to detect very faint traces of decomposition chemicals like cadaverine and putrescine. I don't know if I said that right, meaning even a relatively strong odor like cat urine could potentially disrupt their detection. And my point to all of this, I'm pointing it out, is 1, Chris Madonna asked Stacey about the crawl space. 2, Brandon Shirtliff mentions the crawl space as he's describing the Wandra's home. My biggest question to that is, how many of you would describe your crawl space if you were talking about your home? That's not how I'm going to describe my home. Environmental factors, the concentration of cat urine, the surrounding smells, and the decomposition stage of the body could all influence how much cat urine might interfere with a cadaver dog's detection. And in this video, I also found something. We're going to listen to this again. I've played this several times. Trigger warning. Hello, Yaya's World. Hello, Lana. Thank you for being here, hon. Trish Howard, good to see you. So I'm going to play this. We have heard it before. There's trigger warning, very disturbing information here talking about the crawl space. Chris Madonna asked Stacey, but I found a slip in this. So let's play it.
Here is the crawl space in your bathroom. Did they put him in this crawl space by chance?
So Chris Madonna's asking Stacey if they, so meaning more than one person, put him into this crawl space. Now listen closely as Stacey makes a slip.
I have no idea. I know that the only reason I ever opened it was to put that Savage box in there.
I believe a Savage box is a lost box or a lock box for a GUN. I had somebody ask me that.
What if he's
right there? What if he's? What if he's what? What did Stacey almost say? So the timestamp here is 47 minutes, 32 seconds of part 2 on Monkey's Army's video for the confessions, but listen and see if you guys hear it too. It says, what if he's?
What if he's? What if he's? What is that stuff in there?
And then he completely checks himself and says, what is that stuff in there? Now I'm going to replay it all the way, and then you guys can hear what if he's again.
Inside the Wondra house.
Oh, I have to back up to do that. Hold on one second.
Space by chance?
I have no idea. I know that the only reason I ever opened it was to put that Savage box in there.
It's coming right here, you guys. Listen closely.
What is that stuff in there?
Inside the Wondra house. What?
And then this is just Brandon Shirtliff, and he is now talking about this house, and then all of a sudden describes the crawl space.
What does it look like inside there?
It's just a regular, like, double wide kind of a trailer house. Well, it's not a double wide, but it's a manufactured stick built home. Just a regular 1, 2, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and a garage house.
Do they have a basement?
And they have a crawl space under there in their master bedroom. You walk in their master bedroom, take a right, and there's like this little crawl space right there. And I know that was open one day, and I went in there and looked, and there was like some kind of one of their cats that got down in there and pissed everywhere.
Oh, really? Why were you looking down there?
Because it was open.
Oh, you were just seeing what it was.
Yeah.
What about an attic?
No, the door was open, like they wanted their cats to go down in there or something. Or like that was another. I don't know. I went in their bedroom and looked to the right one day, and then that thing was open. Their basement crawl space door.
Where's it at in their bedroom? Under their bed? Is it noticeable? Is it hidden?
It's kind of, you go in there.
And then in this part, he asks where it's at. Like, why doesn't he just say the bathroom? He starts walking him through on how to get there. All you have to do is say it's in their bathroom.
Bedroom, and then you go straight into their master bedroom. There's a shower on the left, and then right when you turn to the right, there's just like this little hatch door that opens.
But if someone just you could see the hatch from the wall, or you could tell something's there. I mean, is it hidden?
It's cut into the carpet, so it's like just a big piece of carpet with like a little square kind of cut out on 2 sides, and then and it comes open.
Sorry, you guys, I'm not trying to hyper focus on the crawl space. I want to figure out why. Well, we're not going to be able to figure out because we're not privy to the information. I'm just really asking myself, why did Chris ask Stacey about the crawl space? I don't know if it was just a random question or if there was something behind it. And then, of course, we know Stacey even talks about it in his interview also, one of the interviews that he does. So it's mentioned a lot. It's kind of like, why does Brandon have it on his mind as he's talking about the description of the Wandra's house? Here is another slip that I want to talk to you guys about also. In this slip, you hear him start to say something that starts like an S, and all you're going to hear is like a hissing sound, like S. So listen closely for that. But the way how he's talking and what he's talking about really makes you wonder, what the hell was he going to say here? So hold up one second.
I did not see the little boy until after I had gotten out of the truck and opened the hood, and I heard noise, and I heard
noise. He pauses and says noise. Did he hear scream? Was he about to say screams or screaming? This came to me in the comment section after a live that somebody else caught. So I just want to thank them for this, because this is a huge, I think, catch here. Listen to the way he pauses before he says noise. He knows he was just about to F up. Like, he knows it.
Noise, and I heard noise coming from the background of somebody playing in the yard.
He heard noise. He's saying, I heard noise. Now I'm going to play this in its entirety now without me repeating what he says, because he's talking about when he was on 8th in Arizona, he was changing the power steering fluid and he hears noise. Did he hear screams? Screaming? Did Brandon or Sarah get out of the truck during this time and grab Michael? This is crazy to me. I'm not sure if it's screams. If you guys can think of any other S word, let me know, because I'm quite curious what else. Jamima, she does look beautiful. She sent me this picture of herself along with some other pictures of the kids and stuff, and I told her she looks absolutely gorgeous in this picture. This was Friday, before she went and met up with the DA, and I had to use this picture because she looks absolutely stunning. It's also the reason why I put this little clip in right here, because she's just so beautiful here. Of course, we are praying for her and her health every single day, and we're praying that the DA's office charges these suspects really soon, because January 24th, on this last Friday, Brandi saw the DA. If you guys haven't heard it, the DA told Brandi and Tyler that they will be charging these 4 suspects. When? Don't know. But let's get back to this. Listen to the S. I'm going to play it. It's an entirety. And if you guys want to hear it again, I'll even play it where I repeated the section over and over again.
Clarify. I did not see the little boy until after I had gotten out of the truck and opened the hood, and I heard noise coming from the background of somebody playing in the yard.
So I'm going to play all of this in its entirety. It's 33 seconds long.
I did not see the little boy until after I had gotten out of the truck and opened the hood, and I heard noise coming from the background of somebody playing in the yard.
Beautiful Brandi.
Clarify. I did not see the little boy until after I had gotten out of the truck and opened the hood, and I heard noise coming from the background of somebody playing in the yard.
Let's see. Cat's eye. The S sounds more like S in Sarah or S in Stacey than the S in scream, in my opinion. Well, I heard Sarah. I heard Stacey. Well, it's him talking, so he's not going to stay Stacey. He heard Sarah. Maybe he heard Sarah, but does that go with hearing a child in the backyard playing around there? I don't know. And it is my own opinion that it could be scream or screams. It's just another slip here. I feel like it's a slip because of the way he pauses before he says noise. Yes, great job, whoever. You know what? I didn't go into the comments. I couldn't find it because I got a lot of comments after one of our last lives, and I think this one actually might have been from the actual confrontation video, but I could not find it. Our channel is growing so much. I am having a hard time keeping up with comments and stuff, which is all really good news. Michael and all the kids here and Missing PNW are getting a lot of awareness right now. So I heard something. Yes, absolutely. Could have been something. I heard something. And then wouldn't that be curious? Like, what did you hear? Did he just not want to say something? And why did he stop and pause so hard before he said noise? I don't want to be because, and you're not being insensitive, asking if they'll be able, you know, to move forward with circumstantial evidence because they don't have Michael in his body. I don't know if all they have is circumstantial evidence. They could have more than that. They could have testimony. They could have all kinds of stuff. And nobody cases are really starting to push forward a lot more than they used to. And in all actuality, if you look up the percentages in nobody cases, the percentages, they're winning more than they're losing. So I don't think that that's going to hinder this at all. If anything hinders it's going to be trying to explain to a jury about them digging the backyard and not finding Michael and Michael being moved. I'm wondering if that's going to confuse the jury, but I still think with everything they have and with everything that these suspects are saying in Michael's case, known named suspects, Stacey Wondra, Sarah Wondra, Brandon Shirtliff, and Adrian Lucien, all named suspects to be charged with everything they're doing and saying. I think once those charges go out, they're all going to be throwing each other under the bus. And if you guys think about it, the one and only person that's ever stuck to their story is Adrian Lucien. I think he might, in my personal opinion, be the key to all of this. You have Sarah, Stacey, and Brandon all throwing each other under the bus constantly, but Adrian Lucien has constantly said from the very beginning that he was set up. Now, is that true? I don't know. But he has stuck with his story throughout all of this. So I'm wondering if he will be key, because it's going to be hard when you have them all lying all the time, convincing a jury, convincing a judge what's true, what's not true. That's going to be hard. Yeah, LA only gets one try. In my opinion, I believe they are getting everything they possibly can before seeking charges. I feel like charges are coming sooner rather than later. I hope, that when they do press charges against all 4 suspects, they are ready, because they really do only have one chance to do this. Here, Curlers in Crime, Adrian throws out many people when he says that he was set up. He talks about the Pope twins, which are gang members out of Twin Falls. He talks about the other 3 suspects. The thing with Adrian is why does he ever mention anybody else besides the other 3 suspects? In my opinion, I believe there's other people that are involved here. Criminology. If they have found skeletal remains, would they tell the family that, or keep it under wraps until the arrest is made? Good question. I don't know. I believe if they found Michael, that they would come out and say they found Michael. In any experience that I have seen in any kind of true crime or anything I've ever looked into, when they find the body, it's usually announced right then on the news or whatever. I think Brando and Michael, and he rang cash to pick them up on 8th Street, and Stacey raised the car bonnet to hide be putting Michael in the car. Very well could be. Yes, that's what I think too, Kelly. But I know that he throws out the Pope twins' names also. He throws out several names. I don't know. And then one of his messages that goes around, it's confusing because of where it's posted at, who he is talking about when he says he's being set up. Yeah, I think they would definitely tell the family. Okay, so let's go over Deception Detective's reaction. Like I said, I was excited to hear that he wanted to do this. I actually asked him too if he would go over some Terry Horman interviews that she does for Dr. Phil and People's Magazine. That is somebody of interest in Kyron Horman's case that I also cover here on Missing PNW. So I really hope he does that. So if you're listening, please go over Terry Horman, please. All right. Thank you guys all for being here and supporting the Vaughan family. Before I start that, let's throw up a banner here. And Michael was abducted July 27th of 2021. He was abducted by Brandon Shirtliff, Adrian Lucian, and Sarah and Stacey Wondra. Stacey filed for divorce today in Ada County. I personally believe it has something to do with the fact that they can't testify against each other. And either Sarah got pissed off when the confession tapes came out and started flipping on Stacey, or Stacey wants to flip on Sarah and needs to get this divorce so he can flip on her, because we know suspects are talking in this case. These named suspect as current as January 10th, 2025, when J.D. Huff said that these were still named suspect. Michael has been missing for over 3 years. He has not been found. It is believed that Michael's body was once buried in the Wondra's backyard and then later moved. If anybody listening has a tip, now's the time. The DA is going to push forward on charges. They need anything and everything they possibly can get from anyone. Please call 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. No tip is too small. If you know something, say something. There is over $52,000 reward. You can remain anonymous. If you're scared to say anything because you're scared of these suspects, wait till the charges come out, maybe. I mean, or just go in and tell Fruitland Police that you're scared of these suspects. They will protect you. So please give that tip. It is so important. Michael's army is not ever going to give up until a monkey is found. We are here for the Vaughan family. Up at the top, there is a pin link for the money train, or the meal train for the Vaughan family. In there, you can sign up to prepare meals or buy meals. You can buy gift cards, meal gift cards, or cash gift cards for the Vaughan family. Brandi is going to be getting a liver transplant. I don't know that she has a donor yet. I don't know that that liver transplant is set up yet, but what I do know is it is coming, and she's very, very sick right now, and they need help. So please, if you can, give anything at all. It doesn't matter if it's just $5 or $10. Let's give the Vaughan family the help that they need during a difficult time. When I got on there to donate some money, I found it very difficult because it asks for your email. You have to extend the wording once you click on that meal train, and you'll see that Brandi's email is down there, and you copy it and paste it and put it over there. So let's do that for her if you can. And again, if you have any tips whatsoever, please call them in 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. Monkey needs you, and his family needs peace. He deserves justice, and it's time. It is so time. The link is also in chat if you want to click it. Cinnamon hot. Good to see you, hun. All right. So the analyze The deception detectives is not that long. Just want to let you guys know. So let's go over that real quick. I think he does an amazing job here. We will pause a little bit going through this, but I'm going to try to just let everybody listen to what's up. We'll pause in important areas. Other than that, let me know what you guys think about Deception Detective and his analyzation here. I did ask Dr. Gary to do an analyzation of Stacey, and he could not do it, and I believe it's because he might be working with the Cold Case Foundation on this. I'm not sure 100%, but I know he couldn't. So I'm really glad that somebody did do an analyzation of Stacey, because he's just a monster here with the way that he treats Brandi, the way he deflects from himself, the way he doesn't say Michael's name. To me, he's just a complete monster. This is one of the hardest things that I've ever had to have here. And it is really heartbreaking to watch. So please protect your mental health, because Stacey's a monster.
You seen him that night.
Brandi?
You seen him that night. Tell me about the kid. Tell me about the kid on the road. Was it him?
That was not him. No, it was not him.
Did Stacey Wondra kidnap Michael Monkey Vaughan in 2021? Was he an accessory? Or is he just a twisted attention seeker? To find out, let's watch his interview with Michael's mom, Brandi Vaughan, on the Missing P&W YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Deception Detective. I'm an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation. I've only seen parts of this because I wanted to react to it with all of you. But be warned, this is a mother confronting the likely abductor of her son. So some of it is really hard to watch.
Okay, here's Brandi. Madden her up now.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Sam.
Hey, Brandi. How are you feeling?
Not well.
I'm sorry, honey.
Hello, Mr. Wondra.
You can just use my name. It's okay.
What's my preference?
I got you.
I have so many questions. So many. One, your lawsuit and slander. It's not slander if you're a named suspect.
Let me bring everyone to the table before we get too deep. Michael Monkey Vaughan disappeared on July 27, 2021 in Fruitland, Idaho. Not long after, this guy, Stacey Wondra, his wife, and their housemates became suspects. Which is why Brandi sounds so tense here. She could literally be talking to her son's abductor. That's the first bit of important context.
When you write, your tone influences how readers respond. With Grammarly, just highlight your text and type how you...
The second bit of context is that this YouTube live happened about a month ago. Just a few weeks later, video surfaced of Stacey telling police that Michael is buried in his backyard. So far, no remains have been found. So it's totally possible he was leading the police on a wild goose chase in exchange for perks like phone calls or just getting out of his prison cell for the afternoon. In other words, we still need to listen closely because he was either lying in that video, this one, or both.
I'm sorry, you have to forgive me right now. I'm very, very sick. My mental fog is absolutely hell. And honestly speaking with you is...
Not easy.
No, sir, it is not easy.
I don't believe you.
I just can't believe in that moment how Brandi Vaughan was feeling when she was up there talking to one of the suspects that could be responsible for Michael's abduction, possibly even the murder of her son. I mean, she gets up there, she shows grace, she shows strength, She is one of the most strongest women I've ever seen in my life. And I'm proud to call her friend.
I mean, I don't blame you. Like, Brandi, I've been trying to talk to you for like a minute, and I know it's taken a lot out.
And Stacey, you cut out.
Sorry.
There you go. And I just have to apologize to everybody for being a dummy when I did this. I was so nervous, and I should have muted Stacey, and I didn't mute him when I started having, there's like little technical difficulties here with Brandi. There is noise background going on with Stacey, and I wasn't even thinking at the time to mute him. I wasn't. That was like the least thing on my mind. Hey, Tabitha. Go.
Like, I know it's not easy talking to me, Brandi, and and it's not, it's never going to be easy talking to me because and all you've heard is my videos that I've done with either, law enforcement or done on YouTube, but I've never directly spoken with you. Like, I need you to know, Brandi, I didn't have anything to do with your little boy. Nor did Sarah, nor did Brandon. We would never allow ourselves to be involved or play a part in something as serious as like this, let alone yeah, I have a felony history, but guess what? My felony history doesn't pertain to sex offense crimes. I have 2 federal gun charges and 4 state felonies, 1 in Idaho and 3 in Oregon.
I skipped ahead a few minutes due to audio issues, and I'm going to do it again after this pause. But here's the important thing. In that intervening period, nobody mentioned sex crimes. Stacey brought that up all on his own. Spontaneous statements and explanations are often the most revealing because they show what's on someone's mind. Why is Stacey touting his clean record of sex crimes as a defense against kidnapping Michael? For all we know, someone hit Michael with their car, hid the body so they wouldn't get in trouble, and nothing else happened. There's no evidence of a sex crime or even an abduction. The chilling implication is by denying a sex crime, Stacey might be unintentionally revealing to us what he and the others are actually guilty of.
And I know after this confrontation was over, so many people said the exact same thing Deception Detective did, except for he goes into a little bit more detail about Stacey mentioning SA, because nobody took him to that kind of conversation. He gives that information up freely, and yeah, I was shocked when I heard it. Everybody was wondering, why did Stacey just say that? Nobody asked him anything about SA, a child, or anybody. And it's really sad to think that anything like that could have happened to Michael, especially when you're hearing the Deception Detective say that could have been something that was on his mind at the time. Like maybe he was having a memory of some sorts or something. Who knows? It's really sick to think about. Trigger warning, everybody. Thank you, Connie, for throwing that up. Okay, here's Brandi. She's back again. Sorry, hon. I know it's hard to hear. He is at a shelter right now, so there's a little bit of voice going on in the background.
Okay. Am I echoing?
No.
We're not echoing.
Okay.
Take a few deep breaths, Brandi. We know that it's hard. We know.
You can ask me any questions you want, Brandi. You can ask me anything you want, and I'm only going to give you the truth.
Liar.
Why are you lying? Who are you lying to? Me or law enforcement? Or the world?
I'm not lying to anybody. I haven't lied, Brandi. And that's the thing. Like, I don't have, nor have I had any involvement with something like this. Like,
I'm so sorry, you guys, about the background noise. It was horrible in this spot.
However, not all of it is. Your boy deserves to come home to you. And I want nothing more than for him to come home to you and your family. Yeah, I'm on a video. Sorry. Like, I can only give you what I've given law enforcement, what I have given the world of YouTube. I wish that I could give you something more. I wish that I could be a psychic fucking detective or an investigator that could just tell you who's responsible for this. But what I can tell you is it wasn't me, and it wasn't Sarah, and it wasn't Brandon.
There's a lot of problems here, so let's hit them one by one. First, Stacey is way too certain his housemates didn't kill Michael. If he's truly clueless, all he should know for sure is that he didn't do it. Vouching for anyone else suggests knowledge, something he shouldn't have if he's innocent.
And that's exactly what J.D. Huff says when he goes over that press conference, is that these suspects have knowledge of Michael's abduction. And he says that about all four suspects: Stacey Wondra, Sarah Wondra, Adrian Lucien, and Brandon Shurtleff.
Even a small qualifier like, I don't think they could have done it, would have been more believable. Second, Brandi believing Michael was abducted makes sense. She's his mother, and she's desperate for answers. But why is Stacey so sure? If he's just some random guy who's been falsely accused, why does he immediately accept Brandi's theory? After all, it's far more likely that this lady's kid wandered off and got lost, or the dad who was with Michael at the time he went missing is actually responsible. All those scenarios are far more likely, thousands of times more likely, than a stranger kidnapping.
But let's get one thing for sure. 4% of missing children are abductions. Michael is in that 4%. It sounds to me like Deception Detective has heard some rumors floating around in Michael's case. I just want to say, like, he mentions the fact that maybe Michael got hit by a car and that this was some kind of cover-up. That's one of the rumors that has gone around for quite a long time. We know that there are people out there that saying that Tyler Vaughan could have had something to do with Michael's abduction, but he has passed retina polygraphs, the best of the best polygraphs. Him and Brandi both. They are both working with law enforcement. Law enforcement works with them. They are like a family, and the police department almost considers Michael like a son to them. So I just wanted to clarify that because it does seem to me that he has some knowledge of Michael's disappearance, and he talks about things, you know, that are more likely in other cases, but they know Michael was abducted.
And yet Stacey tacitly agrees with Brandi that this must have been an abduction. Finally, we have Stacey's denial. If he really didn't take Michael, it'd be very simple to say, Brandi, I didn't take your kid. But that's not what Stacey said. He said he and his housemates would never be involved in something like this, which is hypothetical and far too vague to be a denial of anything. Now, does all this prove Stacey is lying? It's not necessarily. But the more red flags we get, the stronger the case against him. And in this instance, it's especially interesting because we have that video. So is he lying in that video, this one, or both?
What I can tell you is it wasn't me, and it wasn't Sarah, and it wasn't Brandon.
You're stating right now that it was not you, nor Brandon, nor Sarah, nor Adrian?
I can't speak on Adrian's behalf. Adrian was the only one that was home at night.
That's got the most iron.
But I also know that Adrian did not have access to any of our vehicles. We never left our vehicles or the keys available to him. Say it again.
He didn't hear that last question, Brandi. Could you repeat yourself?
I'm sorry. Is this better?
It's fine. It's just loud because there are a lot of people talking at the shelter where Brandi.
And
I don't know what I will be.
Okay. Does Sarah take insulin?
Yes, she's insulin dependent.
How come Sarah said you buried Michael in the backyard?
Put in a little bit of ranch.
How come what?
Sarah.
It's so horrible through here. I'm so embarrassed that I just didn't think about pausing him. The background noise just sucks so bad, and I know Brandi just had to be so frustrated with how everything was going. I know I was.
Said you buried Michael in the backyard.
Just like she said that her name was Stacey in court. Just like she said that the most highest God told me that Stacey did it. Just like the most highest God told me that he was buried in Carson's backyard. Does any of her fucking statements make sense?
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
Here's a good rule of thumb. The longer the answer, the more likely it is to be a lie. And that's because lies need hedges, they need qualifiers, and they need persuasion, whereas the truth just speaks for itself. In this case, Brandi asked Stacey why Sarah, I think that's his wife, said Michael was buried in their backyard. And Stacey's response to that sounded more like a lawyer trying to prove to Brandi that Sarah is unreliable, rather than just simply saying, I don't know why she said that, or she's schizophrenic, she makes stuff up sometimes. This doesn't necessarily confirm that he has guilty knowledge about Sarah, but it's one of the many reasons I think he does. The other reason is I think Brandi is innocent.
And I just want to say, how many times have we heard Stacey go on these long, huge rants when he's asked a question, going all over the place, hopping from one subject over to another subject, just on and on and on. So I found this part where he's saying these long answers don't look great for him.
In other words, we can rule out the most likely.
And he's even saying that he believes that Brandi is innocent.
Scenario, which is that she or her husband are responsible. If you've binge watched all my videos, you'll know that's a rarity on my channel, but it's one of the many reasons I think he does. I think Brandi is innocent. In other words, we can rule out the most likely scenario, which is that she or her husband are responsible. If you've binge watched all my videos, you'll know that's a rarity on my channel. Most of the time, I analyze cases where I think the parents are completely responsible. So before we continue on, indulge me for a few minutes to show you why I think Brandi's innocent. This is a clip from my video, Criminals Never Do This, from 10 months ago, where I compared her to Dawn and Candace Wells.
Hang on, right? Just keep plowing forward and trust, and not only in God, but trust in yourself and trust in the authorities to let them do what they do, and you become the voice of reason and the face of Monkey out front, and we keep him out in the world. The world has to come to know this little boy.
Yes, they do.
And they will. Okay? And then we want to make sure that if anybody has any information about this case, there's the trail going on right there. Find Michael at fruitland.org. And I want to make sure I get the right number here. I've got a couple of them, but so I'm going to put this one.
208-642-6006, extension 0.
Okay, hang on for a minute.
So see, Brandi has the number memorized that she wants people to call, probably because she's recited it so much and memorized it specifically for this interview. And if you are to watch this interview on his channel, just be aware that it is slow going in the beginning because he's putting her at ease, right? He doesn't know if she's innocent or guilty. Once she gets talking and he allows her the room to talk, she says lots of the right things.
Stacey, would you help me get Michael home?
I just want to let everybody know this is going to be very emotional to watch. Brandi does get very upset for anybody that's just starting to follow Missing PNW or hasn't seen this interview here or with Deception Detective.
No more.
Okay, say it again.
Will you help me get Michael home? Please.
I can do everything I can. I can help try to find him, Brandi. I don't know where to even to start. I want to give you answers, Brandi. I want to tell you who the fuck did this. And if I could, I would. But I don't have anything to give you, and I am tore up for you. I want your boy to come home, Brandi.
Then tell the truth, please.
I don't have any tell the truth to give you. I've told everything I can, Brandi. You don't understand. Yes, I understand that your boy. I know, Brandi. And if I had an answer to give you, if I had an answer to bring, no, I don't, Brandi.
You would help me.
Brandi, I would turn the person in a heartbeat. You don't understand, Brandi. I'm not the person that did this.
Please,
I don't know how much more clear I can be.
Hero, Stacey, please.
Brandi, I want to be your hero and bring him home, but I don't have anything.
I don't want you to be my hero. I want you to be Michael's hero.
I know.
That right there was the one thing. I don't want you to be my hero. I want you to be Michael's hero. You would have thought he would have broke. He shows absolutely no emotion while Brandi is breaking down. He seems upset. He seems pissed off. It's absolutely horrific to sit here and watch her beg Stacey to tell her something, anything, to help her find her son, to help her find Monkey. One of those suspects knows exactly where Michael is. They all know what happened to Michael, and none of them want to talk.
And I want to be his hero too, but I can't without having something to give them, Brandi. I'm trying to explain this to you. What do I tell them? What do I just
tell them about Brandon, please?
I told them everything. That's what you don't. Brandi, I'm not protecting them, Brandi.
Hair curlers and crime, I totally agree with you. He is on a power trip. I think he actually enjoyed this. I think he enjoyed having all of the information that she wanted and not saying a damn word about any of it. I really do think he's that kind of a monster. I think he enjoyed doing this. I think he loved the attention that he got from it. Truly a huge monster. And then when you hear the confession footage that was leaked out by Brandi, you see even more. He can sit there and laugh while he's talking to Juanita from the Fruitland Police Department about where Michael is buried in his backyard, laughing. No emotion, no empathy, sympathy, nothing.
What am I? Because I'm pretty sure I've just told the truth every freaking time that I've done a statement, Brandi. I don't know what you.
Enforcement saying you're a suspect. Why is there evidence that Michael was at your house? Why did you say he was buried in that backyard? Why did you lie? Why did you tell them that? I had to sit here and listen to those trucks every day. You've seen him that night.
Brandi.
You've seen him that night. Tell me about the kid. Tell me about the kid on the road. Was it him?
That was not him. No, it was not him.
Let's break here. If you want to make this a new series, let me know by hitting the like button. On your screen now is the rest of my analysis of Brandi Vaughan. Until next time, stay true.
Did you know that Amazon has a $50 million
I really hope that he continues doing work on Michael's case. Ugh, it's just, every single time I watch that, and I really don't even feel like I've given it enough coverage and gone over it, because right after that, then the confessions out, like so many things have been happening in Monkey's case, which is amazing because we know we are keeping Monkey's story alive. He came up missing July 27th, 2021. The 4 named suspect as of January 10th, 2025 are Brandon Shirtliff, Adrian Lucian, Sarah and Stacey Wondra. And again, on the 24th of January, which was just a few days ago, Brandi went and saw the DA, and they are going to be pressing charges against all 4 suspects. She was told that. So, I don't know when, but it is coming. If you have any information, now is the time to give information, to give that tip. If you know anything about Michael's abduction, if you know anything or heard anything about these 4 suspects, or they have told you directly, please give it a tip at 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. Again, that's email findmichael@fruitland.org. No tip is too small. You can remain anonymous, and there is a reward for over $52,000. I actually have the update by Brandi in case anybody hasn't seen it. I don't know how well, if you will be able to hear it or not. I'm going to put it up because it was a new one that got put up here recently, because the last one, the sound wasn't that great. But let's just play this update from Friday that Brandi Neal put out.
Hey everybody, I'm here today. It is Friday, January 24th, 2025. Michael Joseph Vaughan was abducted on July 27th of 2021. It has been 1,277 days since Michael has not been home. Fruitland Police Department, the FBI, many other agencies have diligently, tirelessly worked effortlessly to help find Michael and bring him home and get justice for Michael.
I know this is really super low, you guys, but there is absolutely nothing I can do about it to turn up the volume.
There have been 4 named suspects in Michael's case. Stacey Wondra, Sarah Wondra. 4 named suspects in Michael. There have been 4 named suspects in Michael's case. Stacey Wondra, Sarah Wondra, Brandon Shirtliff, and Adrian Wilson. I went and spoke with the prosecuting attorney,
She says I went and spoke with the prosecuting attorney, Mike Duke's office.
I saw the complaint file documents for the charges for those 4 suspects.
Says she saw the documents for the charges for those 4 suspects.
That will be brought
to them.
As hard as they were all to see them in words, put tears on those papers. Justice is coming. As those papers are drawn, Fruitland Police
As those papers are drawn,
Department are continuously and still working on leads
the Fruitland Police Department are continuously and still working on leads and tips.
and suspects that are speaking
And suspects that are speaking to law enforcement,
as well as other persons of interest
as well as other persons of interest. In Michael's case.
They're doing a tremendous job, all of them, and they're working together. And we stand with them. It was amazing to see, and as heartbreaking it is to see.
She says it was amazing to see and as heartbreaking as it was to see. She earlier says that her tears were on that paperwork that she read, those charges that are going out against all 4 suspects.
Nobody's giving up. And those charges, they are coming.
Those charges, they are coming, and she is not giving up.
It's on the black and white. Thank you, everybody that continues to support the law enforcement and our justice system, our Piatt County justice system. They're going to get justice for Michael. So, Sarah, Stacey, Brandon, Adrian, charges are coming.
So Sarah, Stacey, Brandon, and Adrian, charges are coming, she says.
We know what you did.
We know what you did.
Tell us where Michael is.
Tell us where Michael is.
Because no matter what, justice will come.
Because no matter what, justice will come.
And we will find Michael. Monkey's Army will never give up. Thank you everyone again for your support. Continue and pray for answers. And please continue to support our law enforcement and the prosecuting attorney who will be trying these suspects in the abduction of our son, Michael Joseph Vaughan.
The prosecutors will be prosecuting the suspects for the abduction of Michael Joseph Vaughan.
Baby, I promised. We keep fighting every day. Pinky promise, my love. Be kind, everyone.
She pinky promised Michael that she would bring him justice, and that's exactly what she set out to do. That's exactly what she has done. And we're Monkey's Army, and we're never going to stop. We are going to continue to help search for Monkey. And right now is one of those times where we need to keep sharing him more than anything. That community needs to know that we are here and that we are not going to stop seeking justice for Michael Joseph Vaughan. We know here Pacific Northwest, missing PNW. Where did she go? Well, I can't seem to find it right now. Oh, there she is. One Eyed Flo, thank you so much for becoming a whisper and missing PNW. We appreciate you so much. do appreciate you becoming a member. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody that's here, member or not, subscriber, here lurking. I just appreciate everybody being here for Monkey and the family. Justice is coming. Charges will be brought forth. Pam O'Connor, good to see you. Thank you guys all so much. We are Brandi Strong. We are Monkey's Army. We're never going to give up. I absolutely loved the Deception Detective's analysis. I think he was spot on several things. And it was actually a lot of things that we had already caught on to, honestly. So I know everybody that comes to my channel are good sleuths. All right, so yes, thank you guys all for being here. Always so appreciative. Oh my goodness, we have another new member, Little Devil. Thank you so much for becoming a whisperer. We always party. I really do appreciate that so much, Little Devil. Thank you for joining the family. We're all family here. Doesn't matter where you come from. Thank you so much. Sammy Sparrow. I love that. I love that name. My thoughts and prayers are with Brandi. Okay, so I had a couple more things I wanted to go over. By the way, I'm going to add this to the stage because this was Deception Detective's analogy of everything. And this is what he had to say. Hold on one second. It went way too fast for me. First, he says he hates watching innocent parents. He can watch hoaxers cry all day. Thank you, Yaya, for being a member for 4 months. And thank you so much for being here and being a mod. I absolutely appreciate you. I appreciate all the mods. I'm so spur of the moment, so I appreciate you guys coming over here every time I'm ready to do a live. Spur of the moment. So hit that bell for notifications, everybody. Hit that like button, please. It helps get this out into the algorithm and helps get Michael's story out there. But yeah, he says he just, he can watch hoaxers cry all day long, but to watch an innocent parent, cry and beg Stacey Wondra was, he just hated it. And then he also, this is how I found out about PJ Vision. Without PJ Vision, I would have never known this interview existed. The mother of a missing kid confronting the main suspect should have way more views. Crazy. When I found out, when somebody asked me to do Michael's case, I did not know who Michael Vaughan was. His case hasn't gotten the attention that it needed and needs still. So we have to keep putting Michael out there. Share his flyer on your social media, talk about him, share his story, join the Michael Vaughan's Facebooks, our Facebook. I posted up in the link. I'll post it again before we're done. And like I said, hit that like button. Let's get this out in the algorithm for people to see it. And Stacey equals leakage is what Deception Detective said. And lie detected was his final analogy on all of that. So when we had talked about Stacey's slip up when he is talking about being on 8th Avenue, actually, before I do that, I'm going to go over these screenshots that I have real quick. I got some message to me a messenger, and the other ones I got from PJ Vision's community tab. I'll throw her link up real quick. Let me just throw up these because I think it's very telling. These were from recently, these here that are in the black. The other ones were from a couple years ago, but I find it very, very telling. Okay. When Brandon acts like a monster or acts like a gangster, a wannabe gangster, whatever you want to call it. Here is what these say. I have to go over to my screenshots. This screenshot here, there are a couple people here talking. One of them is IVJ. Not sure who that is. She says, I wonder if he knows that they are a suspect to a missing child's case. Where is Michael? Can you run? Or you can run, but you can't hide. And Brando, Johnny Shirtcliffs, I don't know. You tell me. Ivy says, or actually hands him a link and says, come chat. Your move, Brandon. And that's probably, yeah, I'm not sure where that link takes you. I actually didn't click on it or look. So sorry about that, you guys. And then she goes on to say, Michael's mom is really sick. You owe it to her to tell what you know, Brandon. And then we'll move on to the next one. And it says, I wonder, let's see, says, oh, wow. Brandon says, oh, wow, the internet can put people on blast. They never even met me or no. Awesome. Not. Then Brando says again, or Brandon Shirtliff, because this is one of his fake Facebook profiles. Did I make the media put me on TV? Question mark. Or did they just publish things without people's permission now? Question mark. Ivy says, you are going to get charges if you don't spill what you know. I promise it is in your best interest. Please, Brandon, you don't know me and I'm not trying to harass you. I just want this mama to have closure. Please have a heart and just tell us what you know. And then it says, Crime Lines and Lies mentions a StreamYard. Ivy says, Brandon, the DA's office is open in less than 60. You are getting the charges. I tried to warn you. Brandon says, I'm going to be speaking with Brandi personally and sending prayers. So Brandon is claiming that he's going to be speaking with Brandi. So let's just hope that that happens. Ivy says she's going to file charges. I tried to send you a message. It may be too late. And Brandon says, who put me on TV? Question mark. And then moving forward here. Tried to warn y'all, Brandon says. And then Christina says, what about? Sarah and Stacey throwing you under the bus? Where's the bed? Where's the bed and duct tape? Brandon says, you two shall pay. So here he is threatening somebody again. Ivy says, LMFAO, you will be locked up with no way for that to be true. Good luck in the pokey. Brandon says, F the DA's office. And he says, I will be there. And if I find out you are effing with me, we are going to have some serious issues. And Christina says, we're waiting. So like I said, here we are again, dealing with Brandon. I mean, come on. Threatening people. We're only talking about what the DA, or not the DA, what the police have said, what evidence there is out there, what they are actually saying. So why does he get mad when we talk about that? Why does he threaten people? Oh, was that you out there, Christina? Is that you? I can't see the last name. Oh, no, that's not you. Thank you, Monkey's Army, for being here. Yeah, come talk with me, and I will throw up Brandi Neal with you. If you want to come up, you can always talk here on my channel. If I can handle Stacey Wondra, I can handle you. F the DA, really, Kelly says. We'll see how well that works out for him. Exactly. And, yeah, he's absolutely disgusting. So then we have a couple of more to share here. This one says, and these are old, from December 2nd of 2022. Brando says, that would be like me shooting my own soldier, not smart. Could use an extra soldier on my squad though, explanation point. Then a cash sign, let me know. Thanks again for the invite, Captain. Free dinner for 2? Question mark. Then Brandon says, but on a real note, talk any more suitable shit to me and I'll come take your Viper, pal, or burn it to the ground. Thank you. That is all. Dismissed. And then he mentions somebody's name is the biggest, fastest BITCH I've ever seen. And then the next one says, I mean, he's literally talking about burning somebody's car down. I think that's a car, a Viper. I mean, he gets so threatening. And then why is he offering up cash? Like he's looking, what'd that say? Could use an extra soldier in my squad? What's that about? Cash signs, let me know. But he doesn't say that tough. Exactly. Yeah, is Tina and Bunny scared? That's Brandon's mom and grandmother. I mean, they could, if they're hiding any information, they could go to jail too. Yeah, well, this was back in December, but yeah, he is getting defensive. He's always been defensive. Yeah, squad. What's he talking about? Adrian mentions gang members out of Twin Falls as a squad. Got something to do with gang members. Is he trying to put together hit list? Question mark. Don't know. Soldiers as a team. Where? Maybe Call of Duty. And then here it says for sure. And then what a douche. I hope he is caught. And Brandon says, hope you were caught. And somebody says, yep. And then Nathan says, damn that bitch. Screenshots before his profile disappears. His new one did already. And then Brandon says, you just went to the top of my hit list. Possibly. So might want to use caution when approaching me, fuckface. And when I got sent these messages, I was told that Brandon is also threatening half of his graduating class from Kuna High's as well. So I'm assuming that some of these people are people that he had gone to school with. But it's just kind of like telling, you know, he's constantly threatening people. I don't know who has a Viper. I think he was talking to that Nathan person. I don't know. Okay, so Stacey brings up in this slip that we went over already. Let me add it back to the stage. I want to play it in its entirety so we can talk about 8th Avenue and Arizona for a minute.
I did not see the little boy until after I had gotten out of the truck and opened the hood, and I heard noise, and I heard noise, and I heard noise coming from the background of somebody playing in the yard. I did not see the little boy until after I had gotten out of the truck and opened the hood, and I heard noise, and I heard noise, and I heard noise coming from the background of somebody playing in the yard.
Okay, so that's that. And then, you know, he's talking about being on the corner of 8th Avenue in Arizona, putting in power steering, and he heard noise. Don't know if he was going to say scream or screaming or something. So I'm wondering to myself if that's the exact moment that Michael was abducted, because he talks about seeing a boy also. Brandi herself sent me this picture and said that, I mean, you can see a stop sign in the background, but right over her shoulder, her left shoulder there on the corner is where Brandi said they pulled over. She sent me this picture. So right there, right where that is where they pulled over. And then I want to play this information.
It's called a high pressure seal. There we go. High pressure seal for the power steering. And so the power steering had a huge, was spraying all over. Every probably, I don't know, probably every 4, 5, 6 hours, we had to stop and refill power steering fluid because there was a huge whining noise going on and it was causing from the power steering. I would say probably early 6 o'clock hour. Early 6 o'clock hour.
So he says here that he put in around 6 o'clock p.m. is when they put in the power steering fluid. But Brandon himself says that it was around 7 o'clock, and they are seen leaving the neighborhood at 7:08 p.m. according to Brandi. So Brandon's statement is more likely to be true, not 6 o'clock, because Michael came up missing, according to Fruitland Police Department, between 6:40 and 7:10 approximately. Somebody in chat the other day said he had parked in front of the houses, which I would like to reiterate that he did not stop in front of the houses on 8th in Arizona. He stopped by the field. Yes, that's why I wanted to show that picture. Let me show it again. To the left of Brandi, this is a huge field, which I'm actually going to be showing a bit more in a bigger map area, but there's nothing over there but field across from the houses. They pulled over on a dirt patch on the side of the road. CCTV camera sees them leaving at 7:08. If you're asking, well, I'll go into that in a second. Let's just keep going with this video.
I would say probably early 6 o'clock hour. Early 6 o'clock hour, like between 6.
And so everybody knows, the roundtable for Michael Mondays is live right now. I am almost done, but I just wanted everybody to know that Purple is live right now at the roundtable.
6 and 6:15, easy.
Arizona and 8th Street is only a few hundred feet from the area where Michael was last seen.
No, it's probably like I don't know, like a tenth of a mile.
He has to clear his throat there because he's lying.
But even still, I don't know how or why he would even be seen in our neighborhood when he lives completely on the other side of the subdivision. So I don't, or the other side of it in a different neighborhood. He doesn't even live in the subdivision. Outside of the subdivision. So we drove.
So right where the red dot is here is where the Wondras lived. Okay? And if you come down out of that neighborhood, there's only one way out, and then you're on Southwest 8th Street. Right there on Southwest 8th Street, right underneath the Wondras neighborhood, you see a gigantic blank field. That is to the left of Brandi's shoulder here. This is where Brandi said they pulled off. Right across from where that stop sign is behind her, over to the left on the corner. Not directly beside her, but up there on the corner. That is where they pulled over to the side of the road.
Exited our subdivision and pulled.
And something else to point out, right where this X is where they pulled over, okay? Right where the turquoise X is where they pulled over, where Stacey says they put power steering in. One of the reasons why everybody always asks, why didn't CCTV camera see them here, see Michael here? Well, if you were to travel going more east down Southwest 8th Street, there's like a freeway or a heavier trafficked road. It was there that the CCTV cameras are, and that's why they were able to see them leaving this neighborhood. I think this video shows more over to the side. Let's see.
Pull off. You see that entrance on the right? So right across from the green pasture, right? On the big piece of green pasture on the left side of I don't know if you're dark green pasture that's right there. The housing on where the subdivision, we literally before the stop sign. It was a quick fix.
No, that one does not show it. Thank you so much, Opal. Just a gentle reminder, you are appreciated. Don't ever give up on yourself, and don't listen to the others who give up on you. You matter, and I appreciate you. And we appreciate you, Opal. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Jack. Thank you for being here. Okay, and then this is where Stacey's mentioning and talking about seeing a child.
You did mention seeing a child out by himself, but you didn't know that it was Michael.
Not at all. Yeah, I don't know who he is. You know, I didn't think it was out of the weird.
I need to put her description for her channel in chat, please. This is Brooks from Crime Lines and Lies. I will actually add her to the description box after the live. She's the one doing this interview. She did the most with Stacey Wondra.
You know, he was just being himself, being a kid.
I mean, do you recognize him now?
No, not at all.
No.
That kid did not depict Michael at all. No, the timestamp of when he went missing was it like 6 o'clock or 6:30 at night or 7. We left at 5:30. That's when they timestamped us leaving the neighborhood.
Okay, so when you saw the child playing, about what time was it?
You talk.
Okay, so I just threw that up in chat for Crime Lines and Lies Channel 2. She gets the credit for this video.
Talking in reference to the child that was on his own.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was out there when we had left the house. We never stopped, other than to stop on 8th Street in Arizona to go fill up fluid, and that was it.
Okay, so you didn't talk to him or anything?
Not at all. No.
Okay, so when you saw the child playing, about what time was it?
You talking in reference to the child that was on his own?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was out there when we had left the house. We never stopped, other than to stop on 8th Street in Arizona to go fill up fluid, and that was it.
Okay, so you didn't talk to him or anything?
Not at all. No.
You didn't ask if he was lost or anything like that?
No.
Do you remember what he was wearing? What colors or anything?
Not at all. I know that it was not Michael. I can tell you that. I would have recognized the picture.
Well, you've seen it a lot, right? Okay.
Every day.
You see the child who you said does not look like Michael. Who was with you?
Who was in the truck was Sarah, Brandon, and me.
And who pointed out the child that was out?
I saw him. I don't know whether they saw him. The hood was up on the truck. But I can tell you that it did not match Michael's description.
Who saw the child? Who said there's a child?
As far as I know, it was just me. As far as I'm concerned, it was only me. After I shut the hood, he was still out and about. So no, I take that back. No, Sarah did see him. So did Brandon. But we never.
First, he says that he was the only one that saw the child. My question to that is, if your body is up over the hood of your truck and the hood's up and you're putting power steer fluid in, your back there on 8th in Arizona would be to this child. And he says Sarah and Brandon doesn't see him. And then he says they did. So he's contradicting himself here.
Thought anything different of it, and it wasn't.
Yes, hair curlers and crime. Oh, so all three saw Michael, or the child that I believe was Michael.
It was not Michael. Like I keep saying, you know.
But when you were putting the power steering fluid in, that was at Southwest 8th in Arizona.
Correct.
Did the child approach the truck? Because I mean, you know, you're working at the truck, and some kids get really curious.
No, not at all.
Was he standing or sitting?
Oh, he was playing with his he was playing with something, but it wasn't
Didn't catch what before, Kelly? Just wondering if it was something that I said or if it was something new you just caught.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to recollect as best as I can for you guys. There was nothing. I think I want to say he was standing.
Was he in the street?
No, he was by houses.
So he was by a house. Do you know the color of the house?
No, I didn't pay attention to that. But nothing was no.
Okay, how far back do we want to go? Let me see. You guys tell me where to stop. This is about a minute prior.
But when you were putting the power steering fluid in, that was at Southwest 8th in Arizona.
Correct.
Did the child approach the truck?
Oh, okay. Yeah. He said that they saw the child. Yep, and that's why we're going over all the interviews again, all the clips that we have, because we're going to catch things we haven't seen before. Stacey's throat clearing. Okay, totally understand. Let's see. Okay, you guys tell me if I went back far enough, please.
Because, I mean, you're working at the truck. And
yeah, back to when he said all three saw. Yep. So that's when.
Michael, like I keep saying,
but when you were putting the power steering fluid in, that was at Southwest 8th in Arizona.
Correct.
Did the child approach the truck? Because, I mean, you're working at the truck, and some kids get really curious.
No, not at all.
Was he standing or sitting?
Oh, he was playing with his he was playing with something, but it wasn't
So here he says he was playing with his and then pauses. And then to me, it's like he knew what Michael was playing with, but he doesn't want to say what it is. So then he starts going off on all of these other things that it could be.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to recollect as best as I can for you guys. There was nothing.
Working at the truck, and some kids get really curious.
No, not at all.
Was he standing or sitting?
Oh, he was playing with his
like he knows, but then he doesn't say what it is. He completely avoids it.
He was playing with something, but it wasn't
because if they had abducted Michael and Michael had something with him, and he would know what that was, but he can't say it because then that would point the finger back at him.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to recollect as best as I can for you guys. There was nothing I think I want to say
he completely stutters. He can't make sense of himself. Nothing. That made him so nervous. And exactly right, y'all. Why are you watching what he is playing with when you were putting power fluid in your truck? I don't believe that he says hit. Let me see here. Almost 8 minutes ago, I was behind. He does say, I don't know who we hit or get. I don't think he said hit. Michael was not hit. There was no evidence of him being hit. That is a rumor. And I don't think that he says that here. Yeah, he caught himself. He always catches himself. It's, yeah, not well enough though, because you can tell when he's slipping.
Standing.
Was he in the street?
No, he was by houses.
So he was by a house. Do you know the color of the house?
No, I didn't pay attention to that. But nothing was
Does he mention that Ellie showed him a video of him pulled over on the side of the road, adding the power steering fluid? He does mention that somewhere because he claims that there was a video showing him doing that on CCTV camera, but there wasn't. It was actually the argument that Brandi and him got into during that confrontation period, because he claims that, you know, why wasn't Michael seen? Why wasn't he seen there on 8th Avenue in Arizona if they seen them leaving the neighborhood, which I just explained. When you get towards the east of 8th Street, and I even mentioned it to Stacey myself, no, CCTV only picks up at the end, and he tried lying and saying, no, that's not true. CCTV, they saw me there, I saw it, blah, 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 when it was just all a bunch of lies.
Like, nothing was unusual about it at all. You know, he was just doing his own thing.
And how far away from the street was he?
I was on the sidewalk.
First he was in the yard, and now he's on the sidewalk. So many different contradictions and lies in his story of when he sees this child, who we believe is Michael.
Oh, he was on the sidewalk. Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't even in the street.
But he was by a house. Was it like
there was a whole stretch of houses?
at Southwest 8th in Arizona? Okay. About how many houses down did you see him?
I don't know. I could see him in the distance. You know what I mean? Like there was I mean, I could see the face, but I don't. There was probably 5, 6, 7 houses down.
Okay, so let's talk about this and address this. Even Callie here. What's interesting is there are no sidewalks in front of those houses. The sidewalk is on the other side of the street. Exactly. And he's saying 6, 7 houses. So let's go back over here to this
Put
map.
power steering fluid. On the way out of the subdivision, we pulled off to the side of the road.
Okay, so on this map here, where the X, the turquoise X is, if you travel down the screen, so headed down, 1, 2, I think maybe 3 houses, 1 or 2 houses, and then the house there, kitty corner, the white rooftop, kitty corner from that X, that's the Vaughn's house, okay? There's only a couple of houses there that are across from this field here on Southwest 8th Street. Look. There are houses to the right of Brandi. There are no houses to the left of Brandi here. There's only a field.
Right there.
So the fact that he's trying to say there's 6, 7 houses here is a bunch of BS. He was not down here on Arizona. He was parked right along the side of the road here at the corner of this field on 8th Street. Okay. Oh my goodness, we got another new member. Thank you so much. Let me remove this. Thank you so much for being a member. Hold on 1 second. I wanted to see if there was something in chat. Sassy knows we party here when we get new members. Thank you so much for being a member. I really appreciate you so much. We appreciate everybody. Thank you for being part of the family. Kelly also says, he also says that he heard someone calling the child's name to come in. You can't hear 6 or 7 houses down. And there's no kids in that neighborhood also. According to Brandi, there was no kids at that time in the neighborhood. A deal went wrong? Maybe. We appreciate everybody being here. We're almost done with this last video. I want to keep showing you guys these clips that I took about him talking about the little boy that he saw. Or he says little girl, he says little boy, he says blonde hair, brown hair. He can't see what the clothes are. I mean, it's just one thing after another.
You saw this child on the sidewalk from there.
But there is no sidewalk.
Just carried on our
And another great point here by Julia, who says it was 109 degrees outside. No other children would be out, in her opinion. And that's very true. I mean, you don't really want to have your kids out in 109-degree weather.
trip to Cuna. There was nothing unusual about it. It was a safe neighborhood.
Was he playing with a toy or anything?
I don't remember that specifically. It just seemed like he was just doing his own thing. He was just.
Brooks tries really hard to get him to talk about this toy. He was just doing his own thing, calling him a he, doing his own thing.
Being a kid.
Well, I mean, how did you know the child was playing?
It was just doing his own thing. I don't know what else to say. There was nothing unusual about it. Apart from what we found out about him disappearing was very normal for us. I mean, we saw kids playing outside all the time. Or doing their own thing, you know? I mean, kids would walk the neighborhood all the time.
Sure.
It was a safe neighborhood, you know, or it was supposed to be.
I mean, did he have a trike or anything with him? You know, like a tricycle, bicycle, anything?
Not that I recall.
Okay.
Let's see. Kelly also says, yeah, Brando was walking about. It was hot, but apparently there was 2 kids on a scooter being followed by their mother in her vehicle that went to the splash pad that day. Okay. I didn't know that, Kelly. Thank you. I did not know that. Yeah, Brandon was just walking around.
Like I said, the kid that I saw did not depict Michael at all. In fact, the kid that I saw looked like he had dark hair, like very dark hair, like mine.
Well, how old do you think that child was?
I don't know. Like, I mean, he was definitely a little taller. You know, he wasn't like it didn't look like a 5-year-old kid at all.
So much detail for a child. When he only pulled over to the side of the road for about a minute, he said once in one of his interviews to put in power steering fluid. And he goes on to say the kid was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He even says 11 at one point.
I'd say if I had to guess age, maybe 7, 8, 9. I mean, he wasn't like a little kid. You know what I mean? Like he was. That's why I said it didn't concern me at all that he was out and about doing his thing.
Well, I mean, how do you know it was a little boy?
I mean, aren't kids technically still labeled as little? I mean, if they're not in pre-adulthood. I can't confirm whether it was a boy or girl. I know that short hair, and it was dark brown.
Well, did you tell the police?
They're aware of everything. I've told them everything I know. Told them everything my surroundings that night, my alerts. I mean, they know everything. I've told them.
Well, since you told police about the child in the area when you were putting in power steering fluid. Do you think that's why they still consider you a suspect?
I don't know. As far as I was told, or, you know, as far as I heard, that I was not considered a person of interest to them anymore.
Okay,
Okay, no, that's not true. As of January 10th, 2025, they are still named suspects. Stacey Wondra, Sarah Wondra, Brandon Shirtliff, and Adrian Lucian, all still suspects, and possibly more.
Did Sarah ever ask you to take the child you saw? Did she ever try to make you do anything against your will?
No.
Did she do it?
No, there was no kid taken from us. Like we're going over the same fucking questions, Brooks. I've answered them every way I can.
Man, he treats women like crap, just saying.
Michael is still missing.
Well, I understand this, and I've already answered a million questions from people that are asking the same exact questions throughout all 3 videos. I don't have any other information to give them. You're asking the same exact questions of all 3 videos. I get we're trying to rehash, but people can also backtrack and watch the same videos too.
If Sarah tried to take a child, or Brandon, would you tell them to stop?
Absolutely. And I would go bring law.
How long ago did you hear that from us? Can you give me, what was the whole sentence? How far back was that? We could listen to it again. Let me know, Chaos Queen. What did you catch? Let's see, from us. How far back was that? Let's see. I'll play it from right here.
Did she do it?
No, there was no kid taken from us.
Wow, I went right back to the spot where you were talking about. There was no kid taken from us. Okay. Where's this? I'm going to have to look on my live afterwards. From us. Okay. That is a good detail. That is another slip. There was no kid taken from us. Damn. Good catch, Chaos Queen. This is the reason we're going back over. Yes, wow. I mean, that's crazy. I want to hear no kid taken from us. Well, if they didn't have a kid, how could a kid be taken from them? No kid taken from us. Wow. Let's hear it again.
They still consider you a suspect?
I don't know. As far as I was told, or, you know, as far as I heard, that I was not considered a person of interest to them anymore.
Okay, did Sarah ever ask you to take the child you saw? Did she ever try to make you do anything against your will?
No.
Okay, it's coming up, you guys. Listen right here.
Did she do it?
No, there was no kid taken from us.
Did she do it? No, there were no kids taken from us. Or no kid. What was it? Kid or kids? Hold on.
Considered a person of interest to them anymore.
Okay, did Sarah ever ask you to take the child you saw? Did she ever try to make you do anything against your will?
No.
Did she do it?
No, there was no kid taken from us.
Man, I sure do love my chat. Good catch, Chaos Queen. Thank you guys all for being here. This is why we got to keep going over stuff. So lots of slips happening, going over these interviews. I mean, I went over lots of stuff already earlier this week. This is a good one though. I'll go back to this and bring it some more awareness by like doing a TikTok or something with it.
Like, we're going over the same fucking questions, Brooks. I've answered them every way I can.
Michael is still missing.
Well, I understand this, and I've already answered a million questions from people that are asking the same exact questions throughout all 3 videos. I don't have any other information to give them. You're asking the same exact questions of all 3 videos. I get we're trying to rehash, but people can also backtrack and watch the same videos too.
Brooks asked him the same questions over and over and over again because not only was she trying to catch him in lies, but she was trying to get the truth. She was trying to get him to slip up and say something.
If Sarah tried to take a child or Brandon, would you tell them to stop?
Absolutely. And I would go bring law enforcement involved.
Did you tell her to stop?
Yes, I would tell her to stop.
Did you tell her to stop?
No, she wasn't even asking about going to take a kid.
Okay.
Fuck.
Kind of thing.
Brandon is the only fit one of those 3. He did the most in hair curler and crime's opinion. He is the biggest liar. Okay, let's see what he has to say here.
Sarah, me, Brandon were in the car, the truck. We had pulled off of by Arizona and 8th Street on the side of the road. I'd been putting power steering fluid in the truck. I noticed a kid.
No, he has not done 3 interviews total. He has done many, many, many interviews on many different channels. He's done a dozen at least that I know of, or more. He's done so many interviews, not just 3.
Down the road, kind of in the yard.
Remember earlier when he said he was on the sidewalk? Right here, he's saying yard.
I had been putting power steering fluid in the truck. I noticed a kid down the road, kind of in the yard, that was playing, just doing his thing, being himself, and
Being himself, doing his thing.
it was a secure neighborhood. I didn't think anything of it at all. But I don't know, say it's probably like 5:35, 5:40.
So you
Earlier he said 6 o'clock. Now he's 5:30, 5:40. So time difference there.
you come out your neighborhood and you come to 8th right there at the corner.
And this is from Dolly Vision. I'll throw up his link. I did not know that Dolly Vision was in this too. So I'll throw up that link for him right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You stop and you put power steering fluid in your vehicle.
Yep.
Now, was you the only person to get out the vehicle at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you check the level. You see it needs some power steering fluid. Now, while you was there, did you notice anything?
Then noticed a boy playing in the neighborhood, but where the
He says boy here, but earlier he couldn't tell Brooks if it was a boy or a girl. Here's Dolly Vision's link. I'm throwing it up right now. I'm taking notes that I need to add Brooks and Dolly Vision. Writing it out right now. In the description box, their links will be there. PJ Vision is already there because she helped Deception Detective put together his live.
somebody's yard, but
Tell me a little bit about the child you noticed. What did you see? What was going on?
I just know he had dark brown hair.
Uh-huh.
He was taller, like he had to have been 8, 9, 10 years old.
When he described him to Brooks earlier, he said 6, 7, 8. Now it's 8, 9, 10. This child gets older. He gets taller. He completely contradicts and lies and tells a different story every single time he talks about this child. What he was playing with, where he was he on the sidewalk? Was he, in the yard?
Mind you, it wasn't a clear picture. You know what I mean? I wasn't really trying to pay attention.
Yeah, you was putting power
Just always
steering.
pay attention to my surroundings all the time.
Yeah, and you say he had a toy. Do you remember what kind of toy he may have had?
No,
Oh, you
I didn't pay attention again. I just know he was playing with something. Is all I know.
And you didn't see nobody else around the kid. Was he in a yard?
Yeah, he was in the neighbor's yard. Yeah, or one of the people's yards off of East Street.
And there he says neighbor's yard. I don't know what to think about neighbor's yard. Did he know where the Vaughan family lived? How would he know that that was their neighbor's yard? Is what I'm kind of picking up on that. But yeah, I don't know what to think about that. Neighbor's yard.
But
okay,
outside a house, like in the front yard,
across from the field, which would sit right across from the field. Okay. So how long?
So there again, he is shaking his head yes to being across from. He's talking about a house across from the field. Here, check this out. To the right of Brandi is houses, to the left of her is the field. So in other interviews, he says that he is seeing him walking up there on 8th Street itself,
at the
not
corner.
on.
There's like a stop sign
On 8th Street itself, not on Arizona, in front of these houses past the field. But right here in Dolly Vision's interview, he says it's in a yard across the street from a field. Well, hey, Summers Army, thank you so much for that super sticker. We like to party. Appreciate you so much for giving that super chat. Super sticker. Thank you guys all for being here. Is there anything else in this one? Let's see.
How long do you think you was there putting power steering fluid in the vehicle?
at max 30 seconds. It doesn't take very long.
Now,
Okay.
you did mention
Right there at the end, you hear him say maybe 30 seconds. I was there, maybe 30 seconds. Okay? So in 30 seconds, you saw a child on a sidewalk. You saw a child on a yard. You saw that he was tall. You thought that he was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. You saw that he had brown hair. You're calling him a he, but you couldn't say if it was a he or she earlier. You're saying it was in a yard across the street from the field. Your back is to where this child was standing, according to you. And then we also hear you slip when you say you heard something.
Clarify. I did not see the little boy until after I had gotten out of the truck and opened the hood, and I heard noise coming from the.
What did he hear? And I heard, with a pause, noise.
Clarify. I did not see the little boy until after I had gotten out of the truck and opened the hood, and I heard noise, and I heard noise coming from the background of somebody playing in the yard.
I heard. Was that screams? Was that screaming? Was something? I heard Sarah. What is this S? What was he about to say here? Big slip as he's pulling over to put power steering fluid in the car. Yeah, 30 seconds. Yeah, okay. Well, he was either there for 30 seconds and they pulled over, grabbed this child, grabbed Michael, put him inside the truck and beat feet and never did put out in power steering fluid, which is what I believe. But you're in no way in hell going to have all of these details about this child that he says he saw if he were only there for 30 seconds doing what he said he was doing, which was putting in the power steering fluid. There's just no way that that's going to happen. Yeah. And the fact that they talk about never being on 9th Street, they drive taxi, and Brandon worked delivering pizza for Domino for a long time, but they both say they've never been on 9th, and 9th is where the Vaughan family lives. Make that make sense. Hood up to cover putting Michael in the car. Yeah, that's a very good theory. Summer's Army, hello. Thank you guys all for coming. Well, I just wanted to go over a few things tonight. Talk about Deception Detective's reaction. I was very happy to let him use that. Again, anybody can use anything from any of my lives. It's about the kids. It's not about recognition. It's not about click, likes, and views here at Missing PNW. I just want justice for Michael Joseph Vaughan. I want justice for the kids. Thank you, Leo, for being here. I absolutely appreciate everybody that came in tonight to see the live. I came in a little bit early, and if the round table is still going, let me check real quick and see if it is. They are still live, so go over to the round table. I don't know if anybody has that link. Click the like button on the way out. Help us get out in the algorithm. And please, if you're interested, become a Pacific Northwest member. We've had many join tonight, and I really appreciate you all so much. Whether you're lurking from the bushes, whether you're a subscriber, whether you're a member, it doesn't matter. We're all family. We're all here to find justice for these children. Michael Vaughan was abducted. Let me just see if I can find his picture real quick. Let's see, sorry. There he is. This flyer is a great flyer to share. You can come over to Michael Vaughan Case Revisited, and you can find this flyer there. You can also find it on Brandi's profile. It has all 4 named suspects on this flyer. I think it's the best one to be put out right now, to share and get Monkey out there in the public. We have to keep it out there. We just have to. I mean, if the DA is going to be moving forward with charges, the community cannot forget Michael. They have to be a part of getting justice for Michael. If anybody out there has a tip, now is the time. Charges are going to be coming out. There is over $52,000 ward. No tip is too small. You can call an anonymous. The tip line phone number is 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. It's so very important to just keep sharing Michael. And also, please pray for Brandi Neal Vaughan. And she's going through a very difficult time. She has stage 3 liver failure. And we have to, I don't know if it's moved to stage 4. I've been seeing stage 3, stage 4. But she's very, very sick. She's deathly ill. And she needs our prayers. And up at the top, pinned, is the meal train for the Vaughan family. You can, in the area, make a meal or send them what they need to make a meal, or you can purchase any kind of gift cards from all different kinds of places where they like to eat. Some of the gift cards even have several different places to eat. You can pick through them. Don't forget to copy and paste her email address that's also there to be able to purchase one of those cards. And anything that you can do at all to help that meal train for the Vaughans. I mean, when she does get her liver transplant and stuff, they're going to just need so much help. I appreciate everybody, and I know Brandi and the Vaughan family really appreciates everybody who's already, so many people have already purchased gift cards or signed up for the meal train. So we appreciate everybody that has done so. Thank you guys so much for being here, always supporting. Hello, Summers Army. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I'm going to get off here and have some cauli zupa soup for dinner, cauliflower zupa toscana soup. And like I said earlier, Stacey Wondra filed for divorce in Ada County. I did not have the time to show the documents because I couldn't download it to show it, but I will put it up. Yes. Please subscribe if you can. Well, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. It's called The Round Table. I don't have that link right now, but they are still live, I believe. Let me check real quick. Yep, they're still live. So go over, watch Purple on The Round Table. Maybe she's got some more information over there that I wasn't able to share. And we have questions we want answered. Why was Michael Vaughan taken? Took him. What happened to Michael? Who hurt him? Who buried him? Who took him out of the Wandra's yard and put him somewhere else? And the last and most important question is, where is Michael Joseph Vaughan? He deserves justice. The round table is now in the description or in the chat. Please kick it and go see Purple. I'm going to end, like I always do, with a Michael Vaughan video. Thank you guys for joining. I love seeing everybody. Have a good night.